All right, let's just get one thing straight. Forget everything you think you know about healthy eating. Today, we're conducting a full-on raid of your pantry. Yeah, we're targeting those so-called health foods, the ones that make you feel all virtuous and good about yourself. We're putting them on trial. Let's do this.
You know that snack bar you have in your bag right now? The one that looks all wholesome and responsible? The one you grab instead of a candy bar because you're being so good? Yeah, that one. You really think that thing's healthy?
You might want to think again on that one.
Okay, so our first suspect up for interrogation is that seemingly innocent, always convenient, healthy snack bar. It makes a lot of promises on the label, but what's it actually giving you?
Oh my God, you guys, this bar is like literally my everything. It's plant-based, it's guilt-free, it's just the absolute perfect on-the-go fuel for my body. It's just so clean.
Right, clean. Well, here's the dirty truth. A huge study by Action on Salt and Sugar found that over a third of these bars are high in sugar, more than half are high in saturated fat, and get this, a whopping 64% would be efficiently labeled less healthy if they weren't hiding behind all that slick marketing. Bottom line, the label is lying. To your face.
You want some hard numbers? Okay. One really popular, healthy, dark chocolate and date bar has 26.5 grams of sugar. To put that in perspective, that is more sugar than you'll find in a glazed donut. A donut. Just let that sink in for a second.
And look, this whole betrayal thing isn't just about snack bars. Oh, no. This conspiracy goes way deeper. Sugar has become an absolute master of disguise, and it is hiding in plain sight in pretty much all of our favorite healthy foods.
So let's just run down the usual suspects, shall we? That fruit on the bottom yogurt you love, absolutely packed with sugar. Your Healthy Start breakfast cereal or that crunchy granola, it's basically dessert in a box. That green smoothie you just bought, a total sugar bomb. And please, do not even get me started on low-fat salad dressings. But wait, I can hear you saying it now, but mine's sweetened with honey or agave nectar. It's natural. Well, here's a little truth bomb for you, courtesy of the British Heart Foundation. Your body doesn't really care. It processes the sugar in that natural honey pretty much the exact same way it processes sugar from a cheap candy bar. At the end of the day, sugar is sugar.
And this brings us to one of the food industry's absolute sneakiest tricks, the fat swap. See, to sell you something that's low fat, first they have to take the fat out. But guess what? Fat is where all the flavor is. So to make it taste like something other than, cardboard, they just pump it full of sugar instead.
And the list of these imposters just keeps going. That super trendy plant-based ice cream? Often it's so loaded with coconut oil that its saturated fat content is actually higher than regular dairy ice cream. And what about those crunchy banana chips? They're not just dried bananas, folks. They're usually deep-fried in oil and then coated in sugar for good measure.
Now, before you start thinking this is just a problem in the West, let's zoom out a bit. Because this whole game of marketing smoke and mirrors, it's played all over the world. We all get fooled by this stuff.
The World Food Program points out that these marketing buzzwords are basically a global language. Words like natural, detox, or superfood, they don't have any real scientific meaning. They're just marketing terms. They're designed to sell you a story, a feeling, not necessarily a healthy product. And all of these fake healthy foods, they all contribute to this bigger pattern. It's something nutritionists call the Western diet. Basically, a way of eating that's super high in processed foods, refined carbs, and saturated fats. It's a trap, really, and those healthy labels are just the bait. Okay. Enough with the chaos and the conspiracy theories. After all that roasting, you're probably sitting there wondering, what on earth am I actually supposed to eat? Well, the answer, thankfully, is really simple. Maybe a little boring, but it's true. Just forget all the hype. The World Health Organization's advice is the gold standard, and it is beautifully straightforward. Eat more real stuff, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, beans, nuts. And eat less of the other stuff. Less sugar, less salt, and less of those saturated and trans fats. That's it. No magic powders, no superfood bars, no nonsense.
So, if there's one big thing to take away from all of this, it's a really simple rule of thumb. The louder a food product has to scream about how healthy it is on its packaging, the more skeptical you should probably be. I mean, a real apple doesn't need a marketing campaign, right? And that brings us right back to where we started. Now that you know the tricks of the trade, I'm going to leave you with one final question. Go on, go take a look. What's really hiding in your pantry?